big team. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and December is here. It is time to break out the Christmas cheer. I am so excited today because I actually finished everything on my November TBR that I set out to finish. And I can't wait to do a wrap up, but I decided I better go ahead and do this December TBR video right now. A, because it's faster and I don't have a lot of time. My husband's going to be getting home very soon and I am supposed to go with him to his parents' house to pick up something. So I want to get something up that I can do quick and fast. I am excited because I think I am finally going to be able to start doing a little more editing, because I finally figured out how to upload videos from my phone to the computer and actually find them. And it looks like the newer version of the software that I used to use a long time ago, which is Windows Movie Maker, actually has an option to insert a photo, a picture-in-picture now. But I'm not going to do that for this video because I don't have that much time and I just want to get this up and done. But I might actually do kind of a Vlogmas this year. I don't think I'll call it Vlogmas, but I may have a video every day, at least up until Christmas, or maybe even through the whole month. I don't know. I'm so behind on videos. I have so many book haul videos to share with you and various other things. And I haven't been doing very many videos this past month. I've just been busy doing eBay and reading and having technical difficulties. And so I'm hoping that I can work out a lot of those kinks. And hopefully tomorrow you will see my my November wrap up that will include some vlog footage that I just never got posted because I was having issues. So anyway, let's get started with my December TBR. Because I finished my November TBR, I started my December books this morning. Two books. I only have two books from my currently reading list that I didn't finish, but I knew I wasn't going to finish those. And so I have a plan to go right on now and get those done, as well as about 28 to 30 other books. My goal for the month is 30. I won't get that many done because quite a few of them are books to read in print, but quite a few of them are on audio, and I found a good system last month for knocking out audiobooks. I probably won't read as many in December as I did in November, but you'll see in my wrap up. I'll talk a little bit more about my determination to finish some of the books that were on my currently reading list. So I'll show you the two that I'm carrying over, and then we'll talk about some of my projects. Really, I have two main projects. Well, two main reading goals for December. One is to finish my Serious About Series list, or my SAS list, as the ladies or people, there's a few gentlemen there now, the people in the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord group started calling it SAS, which is Serious About Series. And incidentally, if you haven't seen it, I have a video up with the 2022 challenges, for next year. But anyway, for this year, I'm going to finish my list that I set out to finish this year. And then read some Christmas books. And several of the Christmas books are on my SAS list, and several are for other challenges or whatever. And so I am excited about what I have ready to read for December. So the two that I'm carrying over, one of them is on my SAS list. I started this back in August, and I didn't even quite get halfway through because I was reading a stack of 8 books, and I just never got this one done. And so this is Southern as a Second Language by Lisa Patton. This is book 3 in the Dixie trilogy. I really enjoyed the first two, and I'm excited to go ahead and get that one read. And then I, all year, have had 3 books on my currently reading list. 2 of them were Mitford books. One is the Mitford Bedside Companion, which I am so excited to say I finished yesterday morning. And then one is a decluttering workbook, and I finished it as well, and I'll tell you about that. I didn't finish working through it. I got about half done working through it, and then I went ahead and just read the rest so that I could check it off as read. So those are done as far as reading. And then the other one that's been on my currently reading list all year, and I've barely picked it up, is the Mitford Cookbook and Kitchen Reader. And I went ahead and started it over this morning, and my goal is to read 12 pages a day ish to finish it this month. Now, I had a bookmark here, and I was on about page 40. And like I said, I went ahead and started over. So here's my new bookmark. I went ahead and left the old one in there just so I could kind of remember how far I had gotten before. But I kind of waffled on this a little bit. I thought, well, if as long as I get one of them done, I'll just put this back on my to-read list and I'll start it again next year. But I enjoyed The Bedside Companion so much. It was wonderful to be back in the world of Mitford again. And I haven't even been able to watch all of the Year in Mitford read-along discussions. I need to go back and watch the ones that I've missed. Kate Howe has been hosting that all year with Rainey and Angie and the Time Wanderer. Oh my goodness, I can't even think of her name. But anyway, I have enjoyed the live streams that I've been able to catch. And that coupled with reading the Mitford Bedside Companion has just made me want to reread the whole series. I mean, I already knew I wanted to reread it. And I'm probably still not going to reread it this year. But it's such a delightful set of books. And because I've read them all already, it's the kind of thing that I could just pick one up and just open it to any page and just read a little bit and just feel good. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get this read. I did start a project earlier this year, to read and review some literary cookbooks. So this is one on my list, and I want to get that done this month. There is a recipe in there that I traditionally cook for Christmas, so it kind of makes sense to go ahead and read that one this month. Okay, so let me just go. I have a list here of my reading goals, and I usually start at the top and go down, but I'm going to start at the bottom and work up this time, because at the bottom of the list I have my big goals, which is series about series. So the ones that I still need to finish for my list, they're all mixed up. I gotta find which ones, where they are, because I have other series that I'm going to work on too. Well, goodness. Okay, here they are. This is 3 of them anyway. So I already mentioned the Dixie trilogy. I don't know if I have more than 4. I feel like I have more than 4. But anyway, I have to, well, I don't have to, but I want to read this last book in the Military Canine Unit series. This has 2 novellas. One is by Valerie Hansen and one is by Laura Scott. Both of those authors had full-length novels in the series. It was a series that are written by multiple authors. And this is a love-inspired suspense book. They're all on audio now except this Christmas one. And so I decided to save it for December. The 2 stories, one of them is called Christmas Escape, and the other one is called Yuletide Target. And I've been collecting several other several other canine love-inspired series books. And I don't even know, I've kind of lost track of what I've collected and where I have holes that I still need to fill. But I want to read another canine series this coming year, because this was a really good series and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I have a novella in the Writer's Apprentice series by Julia Buckley. This is not it. This is just the only one I have on my shelf. This is book 4, and I've already read book 5, or maybe this is 3 and I've read 4. I don't know how many ever there are. I've read all the full-length ones. The novella is called Silent... I'm reaching for my glasses. They're not there. That's a hat. The novella is called A Dark and Silent Night. Let me try to show you the cover, if I can. It's kind of dark itself, but there it is. So I have that already purchased, I believe, on my Kindle. So I will read that, or text to voice or whatever. And then I have 2 books left in the Dearest Dorothy, Welcome to Partonville series. I don't own book 5, but I do own book 6. Book 5 is Dearest Dorothy, Merry Everything. So it's kind of a Christmassy book. And then book 6 is Dearest Dorothy, If Not Now, When? And that will finish that series for me. And I feel like I have one more. Let me check my list and see. Or I'll come to it at some point. Oh, yeah. So I have gone back and forth on this, and finally I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to read this. Even though it's a summertime book, this is the most recent book in the Beach House series by Mary Alice Monroe, The Summer of Lost and Found. And I think I will listen to this on CD, hopefully in my car, but my car CD player has been messing up. And it might just be that God wants me to listen to Christmas music in my car, because with the CD player not working, that's what I've been doing. And the girls have enjoyed that as well. But I also checked out already Home to Big Stone Gap by Adriana Trigiani. This is book 4 and the final book in the Big Stone Gap series. And it's only a 4-disc book. So if the CD player in my car will actually start to work, I can listen to this and get done with it fairly quickly, and then check out The Summer of Lost and Found and finish out the month with that. Or I'll just listen to Christmas music in my car. I did buy another CD player for my house because the one that I had went completely kaput. So I do have a CD player in the kitchen that I can use to listen to any of these if I want to. So I think that will finish up my Serious About Series list. The only other one was the Cat in the Stack series, and it got bumped. Not Cat in the Stacks, I did finish it. Coffee House. It got bumped to January. And then I thought maybe if I decided not to read the Mary Alice Monroe book, that I would go ahead and finish the Amish Candy Shop mystery series by Amanda Flower. And I think I still will. I've just got one book left to read. I don't have a copy of it here. Lemon Drop Dead is the name of it. It just came out in 2021. So I may still go ahead and finish that, but it's not one of the ones on my list. And then a series that I started reading because of book club, not on my SAS list, but it's the Irish Village Mysteries. I've already read this one. I neglected to go ahead and order the physical copies of the last 3. The book 4 is Murder in an Irish Pub. I don't know if you can see that. And then book 5 is Murder in an Irish Cottage. And then book 6 we're reading for book club, and it is Murder. Well, I went all the way out. Sorry. Something about Murder at an Irish Christmas. I don't need hoopla. I'm trying to pull Goodreads back up. All right. Murder at an Irish Christmas. And then I think there's one more after that that's on Hoopla. And I might go ahead and listen to that if I have time. And then there's a new one that is due out next year. So if I don't get any farther than the Christmas one, that's fine. And then I'll just pick up the other 2 next year, maybe when the new one comes out. And I'm excited about that. Okay, so now let me just go through a few of the others. I'll just go down the list so I don't miss anything. Oh, so one of my other challenges this year that I set for myself was to read some trilogies. And at least 4 or 5 of those I'm not going to get done. But I do want to go ahead and finish a graphic novel trilogy by Rick Riordan and Orpheus Collar. It's the Kane Chronicles graphic novels. Now, I finished this one already in November. Well, I finished it last night in the middle of the night. It was already December, but I was still counting it for November. Anyway, I've just got book 3 to read, and I haven't even ordered it from the library. I wanted to make sure that I was going to get this one done first, and I did. So I just have one more to read, and I will get that done in December, and then I can at least check that one off my list. And all of the rest of them that I didn't get done this year, I will probably save for 2023, because for 2023, I think trilogies is going to be the focus for Get Serious About Series. Okay, so then another series I want to work on is a middle grade series. I noticed that these were on Scribd. This is a series I had on my 20 by 20 challenge, and I only got, I think, one read. I had read the first one, I don't know, when Katie was in middle school. It was so cute. And so now I think I've read at least 3 of them. The series is Charlie Joe Jackson, and I think this is the next one, Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Making Money. And then the first one is Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Not Reading. And then he has a Guide to Extra Credit, and then his Guide to Summer Vacation. So I've read all of those. This is Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Planet Girl. And then there is a 6th one that's on Scribd, but my library doesn't have it at all. And I don't know why. I need to talk to my library and see if they will order it, because I think we should have, I mean, my whole entire county, nobody has the last book, not on e-copy or anything. So we need to rectify that. Anyway, these are super fun. They're on Scribd, on audio, so I don't see any reason why I can't listen to those, as well as the last one, which is, let me find it here. That is not it. That's the one I just showed you. Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Not Growing Up. And then that will check off that series for me. And then I also have a group read that several people are reading in the Discord group, the Killing Time with Cozies, Slashing Through the Snow by Jacqueline Frost. It is the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery number 3. I have listened to the first 2 on audio, and I just started this one today. So I am enjoying it already. And then the next one, for book club, I did already mention that we're reading this for my mystery book club. And for our regular book club, which we meet together and we usually read the same book, but for some reason this year we picked a book for each club. And I don't have a physical copy of this, but I have it checked out right now on Overdrive. It's called One Day in December by Josie Silver. It's a Christmas romance. It's on the Reese Witherspoon book club list, and I don't know how I feel about that, because I think almost everything I've read on that book club list I have not really liked, but I haven't read that much, so it's fine. I'm gonna give it a good shot. And then another series, I've got a couple of Adriana Trigiani series that I may as well finish. I already mentioned the Big Stone Gap. I started that this year, so I figured since I just have one more to read, I may as well go ahead and finish it. I don't know what I did with it. I already showed it to you, though, so I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, here it is. This is my book. I own this whole series. But when I was doing a binge read of her as an author earlier in the year, I checked out the Valentine series, and I listened to the first one on audio, and then I listened to the second one in November. I just finished it yesterday. So here's the third one. It's on Overdrive on audio, so I went ahead and checked this out. This is the Supreme Macaroni Company, and it's book 3 in the Valentine series. Now, this trilogy is about shoemakers, so I'm not sure why we switched to Macaroni Company. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I'm curious, and I've enjoyed it so far. Okay, let's see where I am. I also left this in the pile. This is the 3rd Mary Higgins Clark book. My sister gave me 3 books, and I listened to 2 of them already earlier in the year, and I figured I might as well go ahead and try to squeeze this in. There's an abridged version on Hoopla, but the full version is on Scribd. So if Scribd will let me, after I finish the Charlie Joe Jackson, I'll go ahead and listen to the Mary Higgins Clark book. And then a couple of other audiobooks. I want to go ahead and get at least one more done in the Twilight, Texas series by Lori Wilde. Now, these books are a little spicy. She's not what I would consider clean, but I collected all of these, and I may as well go ahead and get through them. I generally enjoy the stories, but I kind of have to, get on past the spicy parts. But this, I think, is a collection of short stories, the Christmas Cookie Collection. Each of the short stories is based on a different character. So, one is named Christine. Let's see. One is Raylene. I think there's 4 different ones. On Hoopla, they are, I think there's listed, cataloged separately on ebook maybe, but then the audiobook has all 4. Grace is the other one, and not in that order. So I'm going to listen to these on audio if I get everything else done that is of importance to me. And the same goes for this one. Apple Cider Slaying is a Christmas-themed cozy mystery by Julie Ann Lindsay. I had wanted to participate with Courtney and her read along in March for March Mystery Madness because she was reading Pulp Friction, but then I saw that it was book 2 in a series and book 3 was a Christmas book. And so I just decided to go ahead and save them for later, and I will listen at least to Apple Cider Slaying in December if I can get to it. There's a copy, or there's a picture of the cover. And okay, so that is it for audiobooks. Well, and I've kind of mixed it up a little bit, but on my Goodreads list, I had all the audiobooks grouped first, and then the books that I'm going to read in print. I have already started this one. This is a buddy read I'm doing with Fiona from Reads and Eats, so be sure to check out her channel. This is Christmas at Stony Creek by Martha Rogers. This is a historical faith-based mystery. It is set, I believe, in the 1890s, and we're reading 2 chapters a day, so I read the first 2 chapters this morning and enjoyed it. There was a couple of things that I thought the author was trying too hard to do, but it's still early, so I think I will enjoy that. And then for our hold on one second. Sorry about that. Okay, so for the Killing Time with Cozies group, we've been reading this series. We started back in the fall, and this is book 5 of the Kitchen Kebab or Kebab Kitchen Mysteries by Tina Cashian. This is a Christmas-themed book, and it's the last book in the series, or as of right now it is. Mistletoe, Moussaka, and Murder. Now, I have enjoyed the whole series for the most part. A few people didn't care for a couple of the books, but some of us have persevered and continued to read them. So I'm excited to get to the last book, and yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm gonna try to start that today as well, because I need to. I think we're discussing it maybe on the 18th, and I haven't even looked to see how many chapters there are. I don't like to have to read more than a couple of chapters a day, if possible. There's 37 chapters, so I'll have to do the math, figure out how many. I guess that's probably going to be more like 3 chapters a day. Okay, well, I don't know. No, I should not try to do math in my head, and I shouldn't try to do it in front of you. I just make myself look dumb. Okay, I've already mentioned that. All right, one of my goals this year was to finish my Stackmas tree, and I may yet still not get it done, but I should show you. Do you want to see my Stackmas tree for those of you who don't know what that is? Let me go get it. I'll be right back. So this is something I put together in 2019. I was doing a Stacking the Series challenge, and when I started drawing it out, it just turned into a Christmas tree. And since these were the books that I wanted to read from October through December of 2019, I just turned it into a Christmas tree, and then some of you guys started calling it my Stackmas tree. And then I did read a lot of other extra stuff, but, those just became gifts under the tree. They were extra gifts. And I still have 4 blank spaces. Now, the reason these aren't filled in is because this is all part of a series. Each stack was a series, and because I have not gotten Cape Light book number 4 done, I can't read 5 and 6, which are Christmas books. So there was where I stalled up with that one. And what those are is A New Leaf by Thomas Kincaid. I am going to read this. Even if I don't get to the next 2, I promise you, myself, and anybody watching that I'm going to get that read this month. But if I get it read and I can go ahead and start on one of these, I will. But I'm really not holding out hope that I'm going to get all 3 of these done. I'm just not that fast at reading in print. But I think I will go ahead and at least read one in January if and when I get the New Leaf done. Anyway, I always forget what order they're in. Book 5 is A Christmas Promise, and book 6 is The Christmas Angel. So I wish these were on audio. I don't know why they're not. I don't understand it. I don't know what kind of a deal somebody would have to make to put them on audio. But I just don't think they exist on audio, and it's frustrating. Then the other book on my Stackmas tree is a series I'd like to pick back up with in 2022, And I think this is book, I don't know if it's 5 or 6. It's A Patchwork Christmas by Kristen Eckhart. This is the Home to Heather Creek series. I started out having a read along of both of these series, and I just stalled out. I had a couple people reading with me. Donna from Studio in the Library was reading with me. She's done with A New Leaf and ready to go with the next book. Donna, you go ahead and read it. Don't wait on me, but I am going to do my best to get caught up. And there was somebody, oh my goodness, I'm not even sure how you say her name. Her name was Giselle or Griselle. She was from another country, and she was reading these with me, but she said that they were getting harder to find. So she read the first few with me. Anyway, this is book 5 in the series. And this whole series is structured so that they're set in they're set in each month. So like this one's set in December, and the next one's set in January, and the next one's set in February. So I really want to try to work harder this next year to read those one a month. And that would finish my Sackmas tree when and if I get those done. And then I can take a nice picture of my completed tree, and I can let this go. Not keep it around cluttering my house forever. That is my goal. And then I have 2 books that were my BookTube Spin books. Speaking of Thomas Kincaid, this one has something to do with him. I think this is based on his life, maybe. It's called Home for Christmas by Joanne Brown. This was one of the ones picked from my BookTube Spin list. And it says that it is a major motion picture from Lionsgate, starring Peter O'Toole, Marcia Gay Harden, and Jared Padalecki. Cool, I'll have to see if I can find that. And then, this is kind of random, Christmas in My Heart, a third treasury. I have the second treasury and the third. And I noticed, I was looking these up on eBay just to see if I could find the first one. And there's more than 10 of these, like maybe a dozen or more. And I don't think they need to be read in any order. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this one. I believe they're just little Christmas short stories. And they are by various authors. They're compiled and edited by Joe Wheeler. And I could probably just, read one a day. I don't even know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like 13. So I will probably start this later in the month after I get some of these other things done. I've got one nonfiction book here that I heard someone talking about who does reselling videos, and they were talking about The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's just kind of a motivational self-help book, so I just picked it up to see what it was about. Oh, back to BookTube Spin. I have this one in my stack, but I think I'm going to just wait for next year. This is from round 3. I had 4 books. I got 3 done, and this is I can hold off on this one. I will get it read, but I will hold off on it. And then I have one Newbery winner that I think I want to go ahead and try to get to. I've already got it checked out from Hoopla on audio, but I'm going to go ahead and just follow along in the book because it's not long. I think the audio takes 45 minutes. This is The Matchlock Gun by Walter D. Edmonds. It is from the 40s, and that's probably the only Newbery winner that I will get done in December. There are a few other Sunshine State books that are on overdrive that I could listen to on audio if I run out of audiobooks and want to go ahead and pick up any of those. But other than that, I think that is just about everything. Yeah. So that's my December TBR. Are there any of these books that you have read or want to read or read and didn't like or read and loved? Let's just chat in the comments. I do have a handful of other Christmassy type books on my shelf, and I don't know if I'll get to any of those or not. I did order one other one from the library that I will mention because I intended to read this last year and I didn't. This is from the Year-Round Christmas Mysteries by Vicki Delaney. Silent Night, Deadly Night is the one I need to read next. It's book 4 in that series. So that's it for this video. Like I said, I may, did I say this at the beginning? I may do a video every day this month, kind of a Vlogmas, but I probably won't call it Vlogmas because I don't really want to hold myself to it if there's a day that I just can't get it done. But I have a lot of videos that I want to try to get out there. A couple of tag videos I want to do, and just various things. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.